Hey everyone, it's the one and only magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I'm back at it with another character review, and this character review will be on the brand new Gold Mythic Magna, who has just come into the game. Honestly, I was expecting to go over the brand new War of Champions Yumiko tune, but they haven't released her into the game quite yet, so they must be getting ready to release her maybe this coming up weekend. I'm not really sure, but anyway, I have a character review. It's been a little bit since I last did one, and before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing good and I'm staying safe for the most part. And please, if you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And feel free to leave a comment down below if you would like to. And feel free to share the video. If you do any of those four things, that would be very much appreciated. And let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into this character review, shall we? Magna, a new beginning, the armory. Her trait is fast. Her role is control, and her allegiance is a member of the armory, so that's a brand new allegiance, I do believe. Let's take a look at her stats. Her attack stat is 12,094. Her defensive stat is 37,214. And her HP stat is 43,727. Now let's take a look at her adrenaline rush. Pair bounded. The recharge rate is 55 AP, so that's a little bit faster than most gold mythics. This fighter and Yumiko, a new beginning, get defense down block for the rest of combat, 50% bonus HP, and heal 50% of their max HP. Remove Halo from 2 random enemies, and deal 4% of all living teammates max HP plus another 4% for each other armory allegiant teammate as damage to an enemy. So, okay, so it's pretty straightforward, but there's also a lot going on. So obviously Magna, if it's just by herself, will get defense down block for the rest of combat, but if Yumiko is also on the team, specifically Yumiko, a new beginning, that must be the War of Champions tune that has yet to come out. So if Magna, a new beginning, and Yumiko, a new beginning, are on the same team, they're going to get all the benefits listed down below. They're going to get defensive down block. They're going to get bonus HP plus heal for 50% of their max HP. Remove Halo from 2 random enemies. And plus they're going to be dealing at least 4% of all living teammates max HP plus, not only 4%, but 8% of, 8% of the living teammates max HP as damage to an enemy. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but depending I don't know, because we're gonna take a look at her leader skill. We'll see what her leader skill is all about, because she is a defensive leader. Maybe she has HP in her leader skill. I have no idea. I'm not sure. This is my first time going over her, so do I see a lot of people pulling for this tune? I don't know. We'll get more into that, but I mean, this tune, she's okay. I mean, she's fine. She might have some other stuff that's better about her, but like, I would say right now she's probably one of the better defensive tunes, but like, trust me, as right now, she's not like super amazing. It seems like she's reliant on Yumiko, a new beginning, to be on the team to get double the benefits. So, I really don't like defensive tunes all that much, so she's not somebody I would pull for, no way. I like going after attack tunes, so I'm not thrilled about her either way. I'm just like, I get that people want to pull for defensive tunes. Yeah, there is a crowd for that wants to pull for defensive tunes, but I'm not a part of that crowd, so I think this is not too bad. And dealing 4% of all living teammates max HP, possibly another 4% added to that as damage to an enemy. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but just think of all of the tunes that are going to be on this team, potentially how high their HP could go. That's going to be a lot of damage. That last part is pretty nice, and the fact that you are removing Halo from you're removing Halo from 2 random enemies, that's also going to be quite nice. And the fact that they're going to get defense down block for the rest of combat, Magna and Yumiko, that's going to be kind of nice too. But, yeah, I don't really have much else to say on the Adrenaline Rush, so let's move on to the signature move. Major Protection. Initial cooldown is 1 turn. 1 turn for the cooldown. Number of uses unlimited. All Armory Allegiance teammates get focus for the rest of combat. This fighter and a teammate get pain split and 250% defense for 2 turns. A line of enemies gets minus 75% attack for 2 turns. Okay, so I'm assuming in the future, because we already know that Yumiko is coming, she just hasn't came into the game yet. I'm assuming more tunes for the Armory Allegiance is coming, just because of how they built this tune so far. So all Armory Allegiance teammates will get focus for the rest of combat. Now, here's my question. Right now, that doesn't make much sense, in my opinion, but are they going to release damage dealers in this Allegiance? Now, if they release damage dealers within this Allegiance, okay, that absolutely makes sense. But if it's going to be all defensive tunes, then I don't know how much sense that makes. We're going to have to wait and see on that one right now. The potential for all Armory Allegiance teammates getting focus for the rest of combat, that has the potential to be pretty good, or it has the potential to be a waste of space, depending on who they have coming out down the pipeline as far as tunes for this Allegiance. So, we'll see. That one's still out on the jury, to be honest. Plus, she and a teammate will get pain split and 250% defense for 2 turns. Okay, the 250% defense is actually really nice. That's really good. That's going to help keep up Magna and whoever that other toon is. It'll help keep them up. They'll be a little bit harder to take down. The pain split, see, I mean, I don't know. Pain split, that one's kind of interesting, but it can backfire on this team, because, like, what if, well, maybe not Magna, but what if the other teammate that has pain split is, like, down to, like, I don't know, 2% health and they get taken down, then that means Magna also gets taken out, if I remember correctly. So we'll have to see about that. The pain split I'm iffy on, but the 250% defense is actually pretty good. And a line of enemies is going to get minus 75% attack for 2 turns, that's going to be really good. That's going to be, that's going to help soften the blow a little bit. So, yeah, I think pretty decent. I mean, not like amazing, not like, trust me, if you've seen my Shiva and Ezekiel character review, Magna's not on that level yet, but he was already pissing me off by the time I got to the good/frustrating parts of his kit. But this isn't about him, this is about Magna, so let's move on to her mythic abilities. Precision. Enemy resistance are 40% lower against this fighter. Not really going to go into this a whole lot or all that long. You should be leveling up precision, as you should already be doing that with all of your other control tunes, so definitely level that one up for sure. Sack of tools. At the start of each turn, all fast trait and armory allegiance teammates get each either wait a minute. All fast and armory allegiance teammates can each either get 100% defense for 2 turns or heal 50% of their max HP. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not a massive fan of defensive tunes, but if you are in that camp of, if you love getting defensive tunes, I mean, you have a 50-50 chance of either getting 100% defense for 2 turns or healing for 50% of your max HP. And that would go for all fast trait and armory allegiance teammates. So I could see there being a mix, maybe not right this minute, but when more tunes come out, I could see there being a mix of, if anyone goes for Magna's, Magna, A New Beginning, I could see there being a team of the armory allegiance teammates, a mix of fast defensive tunes and a mix of armory allegiance tunes in one team, because that's kind of the way they want you to go about it, and that's probably going to be the smartest way to go about it if you decide to go for this tune. So depending on what Yumiko does, A New Beginning Yumiko, I'm not really sure. I just seen like a picture of her on Facebook or Discord, one of the two, but I thought they were going to come out with her first in the game, and they have not. But I will definitely get to Yumiko, so we'll find out together what exactly Yumiko does. I heard someone say, I forget who it was, but someone said that the OG Gold Mythic Yumiko is better than the War of Champions Yumiko, which is interesting. I'm curious. I'm very curious to find out if that's true or not, which OG Gold Mythic Yumiko, she's not even all that good now. But I don't know. We'll see. But if you are planning on getting Magna, this would be a pretty good one to upgrade to level up, because you'll either get defense or you'll heal, which both of them are, it's going to be a good thing to get either, as pertaining to a defensive tune. Normal enemies at the start of each wave and turn while this fighter is on the defensive team, 60% chance 1 to 3 random enemies get normalized for 2 turns. You know what? I'm not gonna get mad. She's not. Oh no, she's not on the level of Shiva and Ezekiel. Oh no, buddy, that video, I had a sailor's mouth. That's how mad I was. But she's not on that level. Okay, she's a little annoying now. A little bit. Not as bad as Shiva and Ezekiel, but just a little bit. A little under both of them. Because the fact that, like it says, at the start of each wave and turn while she's on the defense team, a 60% chance that either 1 or 3 enemies will get normalized for 2 turns. So you're guaranteed at least 1 enemy getting normalized, and a pretty good chance at 60%. So I would definitely level that one up. For sure. That one's going to be a really good one. Absolutely. To be able to normalize enemies without even having to hit them to do it. I mean, what better way to be lazy on defense, right? I think it's pretty good. But a little annoying, but not Shiva and Ezekiel levels of annoying. Not quite there, but it's like right under them a little bit. Special privileges: when anyone dies while this fighter is on the defense team, 60% chance all teammates recover from normalize and get 100% normalized resistance for 2 turns. Did she just surpass Shiva and Ezekiel in annoyance? No, but she moved up a little bit. Yeah. I told you guys, this is my first look at her. So, if anyone dies, if it's not Magna, I wonder if that would count for Magna. I guess if maybe Magna, I'm not sure. It says when anyone, so I guess that would include Magna. So I guess if Magna or any of the other 4 defensive tunes on the team dies while she's on the defense team, there's a pretty good chance, a 60% chance, that all teammates would recover from normalize, plus get normalized resistance for 2 turns. But that's only for 2 turns. But Shiva and Ezekiel are on a whole different level of annoyance. With not only do they normalize, have normalized resistance, but they also remove counter damage reduction. So, Magna is not quite there, but she moved up just a little bit, but not like neck and neck with Shiva and Ezekiel. No. But she moved up just a little bit. She is still pretty annoying to a degree. I could see some people pulling for her, but obviously I see a whole lot more people pulling for Shiva and Ezekiel. Just because Shiva and Ezekiel are, they're a whole lot more annoying on defense. Thank God I haven't come up against Shiva and Ezekiel yet. But with War, Blitz War, CRW, it's bound to happen one day. For sure, and I'm not looking forward to that. I might just have to throw this damn phone. I tell you, that's how mad I'd get at that bullshit. But anyway, special privileges is going to be a pretty good one to be annoying. So definitely level that one up. Now, let's take a look at her leader skill. All teammates get 45% HP and 40% defense at the start of each wave. All fast trait and armory allegiance teammates get normalized resistance for 3 turns. Well, Magna just keeps inching up closer to Shiva and Ezekiel. I almost, if I could, I would feel like if I feel like I could, I would reach my hand into the phone screen and just, I don't know what I would do when my hand got the Magna. It would be a mystery, but I might have to just, I don't know. You know what? Oh, no, she's not that annoying, but I mean, she's moving up. If you don't have Shiva and Ezekiel, she's going to be a great replacement as far as, like, you know, having normalized resist, and especially having that for 3 turns. That's going to be really annoying. I mean, especially for my attack team, you know, well, if I come up against this team, at least for the first 3 turns, I can forget about it. But I do have Morgan, and unhinged Morgan, which he can just taunt them motherfo. You know, he can taunt them mother effers. So, unless there's some kind of daze, which I didn't see anything with daze, but I don't know. But all teammates getting 45% HP and 40% defense, that's going to be really good. And then also all fast trait, so like it said, all fast trait and armory allegiance teammates will get that normalized resistance for 3 turns. So again, when more people pull for Magna, there's going to be a great mix of armory allegiance and fast defensive tunes. And even if they're not necessarily of the armory allegiance, as long as they're fast, those tunes are going to work really well with Magna's leader skill and also other parts of her kit. So it's going to be some nasty combinations if a lot of people decide to pull for Magna. So let's take a look at her weapon. Okay, so she has a default weapon, so you can pretty much put whatever you want into her hands. So, real quick, let's take a look. Hold on, we're going to come back to this. There's 2 possible weapons I'm wondering that might... I wonder if they'll work. Let's see, we have Magna's machete. Defense up versus debilitating 50% defense when attacked by an enemy. Maybe. Could that work on Magna? Maybe. That actually might not be a bad weapon for Magna, but there's one more weapon I want to check. Hold on. We gotta go all the way to the battle pass. Oh no, wait a minute. We can just go right here. Earl's Forged Sitmar. I know I'm not saying that right, but I know it's a fancy sword. So 45% HP, 40% defense, defensive reviving. When being attacked, a better chance to revive a teammate with 20% of their max HP, superior attack damage reduction, reduce basic attack damage done to this fighter by 60%. Ooh, I don't know, there's two pretty decent weapons. I think either one of them could work really well with Magna. I don't know, man. I mean, do you want defense up? Or do you want to have a chance to revive downed teammates? Either one would work with Magna. So, that's going to be an interesting choice if people decide to go for Magna. You have two decent weapons. That defensive reviving weapon reminds me of two other characters. It reminds me of Vance, who has it on his base weapon, and Lucas, who has it on his base weapon as well. So Magna having that as her base weapon, her main weapon, it would only add to her annoyance. It wouldn't be a bad idea, not at all. So, I'm trying to think, a new beginning, which, I'm trying to think, that has to be when Magna, Yumiko, Connie, Kelly, and Luke are all introduced. It might be called something else in the TV show, but, in the TV show, that would be right after Rick left in season 9. Like, literally the episode, it literally happens in the same episode at the very ending when we get the reveal of Judith. She is grown up. Not like, obviously she can walk and all that good, she can walk and talk and she knows how to handle herself. She's still a child, but we get the reveal of Judith Grimes has been trained by Michonne and all the other Alexandrians, and she sees that Magna, Yumiko, Connie, Kelly, and Luke were all in trouble from the Walkers, and she brings them into Alexandria, and they end up going to the hilltop, and that's when, the Whisperers are introduced. So, yeah, it might be called something else in the show, I'm not sure, but I would guess that's around the same arc as the show when they're first introduced, when that Pacific group is first introduced. But yeah, I like the artwork. It's very simple and nothing too crazy, and you see Yumiko back there, she's taking care of some walkers, and in my opinion, I don't know if it's like this in the comics, but I would say other than Connie, Yumiko was definitely the MVP of that group. Magna, she was annoying. I'm not gonna lie. In the show. I don't know about the comic, but in the show, Magna was, even though it's supposed to be Magna's group, definitely the MVPs of that group, definitely Connie and Yumiko. The two best characters as far as that group to come out of. I feel like Yumiko was, the MVP, but Connie, she was also another great selection. I liked her better than Magna personally as a character, even though she's, even though she can't talk, but that's because she's deaf. But but that's besides the point. I liked the interactions between Connie and Daryl, and but definitely Yumiko and Connie were the two standouts of that group, at least in the show. I'm not sure about the comic, but what do you think of Gold Mythic Magna, A New Beginning? Are you planning on pulling for Gold Mythic Magna A New Beginning? And if you already have pulled for her, what do you think? And are you not ready to build a team for her just yet? Are you just waiting to are you waiting for certain tunes to come around before you're ready to build a defensive team for her? Because I could see that being a possibility, that even if you pull for Magna now, you're not ready to display her just yet. You're maybe waiting on other fast tunes, or to see who the other tunes in the Armory Allegiance is going to be. It'll be kind of interesting. I have a feeling they're going to be mostly defensive, and I mean, I'm not a big fan of defensive tunes, but however, if they come, when and if they come, I will be on it with character reviews regardless of whether if I like them or not. As tunes I would want to go for personally. But if you have already pulled for Magna, what are your thoughts on her? And are you maybe potentially just holding her back for other tunes? And if you're not going to pull for her, let me know why. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys for today. And one more note before we go. Which of the two weapons do you think is better? Magna's machete or the fancy curved sword? Which weapon, if you were to go for Magna, which weapon would you want to put? Would you rather have defensive up versus debilitating, or would you want to have the chance to bring back downed tunes? I think if I had to pick, I would maybe go for defensive reviving. I would want that chance to bring back tunes when being hit. I mean, why not? She's already got annoying parts about her kit. Why not equip her with an annoying weapon to make her annoying on a different level? So that's pretty much all I got for you guys for today. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Buck Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.